zoologist was Adam. That was his job, was naming the animals. You can imagine that would have taken a very long time. So that's what he was doing, you know. Um, and God created a man first, by the way. There was God. You have some sort of angelic being, some sort of weird angelic beings. We don't know where they came in. But then you had a man, and then the man created a woman. Now, I don't know if God created man and then created that other, but it basically said in the creation that he already created those celestial beings, and he was talking to a council, so I think those were already there. So you have God who made man, the masculine man, and then out of a man created the woman, who is a helper who is supposed to complement a man, okay? Not be above or below, but complement, to be a co-helper, you know? All right. Therefore, okay, and then after he states, because she was taken out of man, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Verse 24, 124 is the description of marriage and what it means to be married. It's between a man and a woman, okay? If you are gay and you want to get married, don't get married. That's a union. I don't care if you want to get union and we have laws of the land that protect you in that. Do it. But a marriage right here is defined specifically is a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, which is a woman. Okay, a wife is not a male. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. Okay, so that's what happened. They don't have on any clothes. I know it seems out of order when you're reading that, but yeah, they didn't have, and they weren't ashamed. Now here comes the fall. This is when it all starts going south. So we got a perfect utopia at this point. Chapters 1 and 2. So, chapters 1 and 2 are perfect utopias. Okay, is that right? Or utopia? I think I spelled it wrong. Anyway. All right, so in chapter 3 is the fall. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord had made. He said to the woman, the serpent said to the woman, did God actually say you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you will die. Okay. Problem with this statement. If you're reading it with me and you look, it says, you shall not eat from the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it. Okay, Eve added words to what God said. That is a huge no-no. You don't add to God's words or take away from, okay? He said not to eat it. He didn't say you couldn't touch it. He said not to eat it, lest you die. And Satan's very first question, he asks her, did God actually say you shall not eat of the tree in the garden? Which already put doubt in Eve's head that God was, that God knew everything. Not to mention, you should never entertain evil people. Okay, you don't even have to respond to an evil person. I mean, if you need to, say hello and keep it pushing. You do not have to entertain them. Just don't even talk to it. But anyway, she does. But the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. She's like, what? What do you mean you won't die? For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Wow. I mean, that's kind of like the Matrix here. You go one way, you can have all the knowledge you want or stay in ignorance. And be in ignorance is bliss. It's not as clear cut as that, but that is a way to look at it. For God knows when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Already wanting to be like God. Already. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, so it looked good, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, She took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Oh, Adam. Oh, Adam. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together and made themselves some loincloths. So they made some clothes out of some fig leaves or what have you. But the biggest thing is Satan fed FOMO, fear of missing out. That's all this is Satan comes in, he just poses a question, you may not surely die. You know that person. And then all of a sudden you have fear of missing, you got that FOMO feeling. Uh-oh, am I missing out? What could I know? Why is God hiding something from me? You know, how many times do we go through life with, what is that person hiding? I need to eat what they're eating, and then it ends up being bitter. You know, you don't need to do what everybody else is doing. It's good for them. It's not always good for you. But in this case, it wasn't good for anybody. All right. Verse 8. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves in the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Okay, they could have hidden themselves because they hid themselves because they were naked. They also hid themselves because they were embarrassed. They knew, they were ashamed. They knew what they had done, like they could hide from God anyway. But the Lord God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself," he said. "Who told you that you were naked?" asked God. "Have you eaten of the tree which I commanded you not to eat?" So then Adam says, "The woman who you gave to me, she gave me the fruit and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me and I ate." Totally threw everybody under the bus here, okay? Adam threw Eve under the bus saying, "Oh, that woman you gave me, she made me do it." And even though Adam knew that he wasn't supposed to eat from this tree, and he didn't even ask, he just ate it. He said, "Oh, well, it's good. Okay, well, you got knowledge. Okay, yeah, sure." It's like a drug, okay? Think of it, I mean, it's not, but think of it as if it were a drug. Hey, looky here, it looks good. Come on, why don't you try it? It'll make you feel better. It'll make you see things. Uh-huh. Sure enough, shorty. Yeah, it'll make you see things. And then you're going to turn around and blame everybody else on what you made a choice to do. Oh, boy. Boy, does that relate, huh? Okay. Chapter 3, verse 14. The Lord God said to the serpent, so here's the serpent's punishment. "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock, and above all beasts of the fields. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life." That means he had legs. A snake had legs prior to the fall. Scary, huh? Yeah. That's what some people say. All right. "I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and I shall bruise his heel." To the woman he said, "I will surely multiply your pain in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be contrary to your husband, but he shall rule over you." And to Adam he said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten the tree of which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you." So now work will be required. "Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field." Okay, this isn't a punishment. This is it's a repercussion of the choices that were made. Okay, so now work will be required, hard work, your whole life, instead of easy work of more like hobbying. So that's why we have to toil and we have to work. Okay? And while he didn't curse Adam and Eve specifically, he cursed basically new realities are going to occur because of our choice. Okay? "By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return." The man called his wife's name. Oh, well, that just tells you how, we were created out of dust. And yes, we do go back to dust when we die. We absolutely, we have a notice of death here on earth is now required. We must die here on earth in order to get to our next phase. The man called his wife's name Eve because she was the mother of all living. And the Lord God made for Adam and for his wife garments of skin and clothed them. So right there is the first killing of animals, by the way. So because Eve picked this apple and ate of this fruit, they realized they were naked. And while they sewed up some fig leaves together, God himself was the first clothier, and he used fur. Okay? And what God does is correct and good. And so he did kill them. There's a humane way to kill something and an inhumane way. There's right ways and wrong ways. All right. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. All right. Again, that word us. He's talking about, I think he's talking to a council. Also is the Trinity, of course, but also a council. That's debatable. Now, lest he reach out of his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Okay. Oh, see, like here it is. He's taking the tree out so that they can't live forever in this sinless state. And that's what I was saying earlier. You don't want to live 5,000 years in the state that we're in now, where rape, hunger, everything that you hate in this world, and you have to live with it for 5,000. I would hate to live like this. I already hate it, but, All right. Behold, I'll read it again. Behold, a man has become like us, like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand and also take of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he was taken. He drove out the man to the east of the Garden of Eden. He placed the cherubim and a flaming sword. A cherubim is an angel for all intents and purposes, and a flaming sword that turned every way to guard the way of the tree of life, so that they could not get to the tree of life. If they were going to eat off the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they're already sinful. Their chances are good they're probably going to eat from the tree of life and extend their life. Okay? And that's it. So, all right, so now let's go ahead and start playing my game. And I will take off my camera. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'll read again tomorrow. It's 5 through 7. It's 30 minutes. Okay. So I assume that my 30 minutes is probably going to get shorter. It just depends on how much I have to read. I'm actually surprised it took me that long to read it. I'll be honest. Okay, and it's 12:30 right now. So we'll see how long that lasts. And then I know that I can take that 30 minutes of my stream today, post it. It may or may not be good, but I think that that's what I'll need to do. So yeah, basically we've got the creation and the fall. So that's what we've done. The creation of the earth, how it should have been, and then the fall. I'm going to write that back here. Mhm. We'll just see how well I do it. And that was awkward. I get it. It was awkward. But as soon as I get done with it, what I'm going to do is just kind of go in and see what we're doing here. Okay? Oh, we're going to see that. Y'all know that that lady from Harvard finally quit. I mean, that was a wreck. I just a mess. You know what I mean? It was a mess. All right. All right. I'm trying to get these steps put down. I'm hungry. Looks like this is what we're working on. Whoops. Okay. It could be dangerous. It could be, but we've got this. We've got about 59 more to go down that way and then up this way. And I'm still building on that. Right now, we're going to fill in these stairs. All right. I need to get some food. Food. Mm-hmm. Okay. Got 2 more minutes. I'm eating my roughage. Hmm. I get my breaking news from Netflix. I mean, from YouTube. She resigned. Yeah. It's okay for them to sit there and scream. Here was the issue: was it was okay for them to scream. Yeah. Mm. Oh yeah, they got her. Or does it mean that many had way too much? Yeah. Yeah. Well, she is absolutely going to get some backlash, and there are going to be people.
resignation means that she will have served the shortest tenure of any Harvard president, and while she's stepping down from her position, she will remain in Harvard's faculty. Now, she has been criticized for, at first, the way she handled testimony before a House committee last month. Here's a refresher on that. And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Yes.
It can be, depending on the context. What's
Wow.
the context? Targeted as an individual. Targeted at an individual. It's targeted at Jewish students, Jewish individuals. Do you understand your testimony is dehumanizing them? Do you understand that dehumanization is part of anti-Semitism? I will ask you one more time.
Yeah, lady.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no? Anti-Semitic rhetoric. And is anti-Semitic rhetoric? Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action. No, she was criticized following that testimony. The university was also not too happy with the way she handled that. I think she could have handled it better as well. However, she apologized, and the university stood behind her following the testimony. Now, after that, she received criticism for engaging in plagiarism, and that was investigated. At first, the allegations were sent to Harvard in October, so before the entire testimony situation unfolded. But the right-wing publications kind of capitalized on that, seized on that in order to push for her resignation. And
I mean,
so,
you think?
following that, the university, Harvard, said, no, we are going to stand behind her. We investigated these claims, and there were some issues with citations, but we don't want to pressure her or force her to resign. But I think really at the heart of this decision was the financial consequences of keeping Claudine Gay as the president of Harvard, because it turns out that the early applications to Harvard's new year, academic year, decreased by 17%, and donors to the university were also complaining about Claudine Gay in particular. I believe that university presidents, like one of their main, job descriptions is raising money for universities, and if she ends up hurting the university financially, I can see the situation in which she's kind of pushed out and forced to resign. But here are some more details on that, and then Jake will talk about it. Let's watch. It was just 3 weeks ago that the Harvard Corporation, the university's top governing board, announced its unanimous. Yeah. Throw away your old pillow.
I mean, what right does a school have to sit there and tell my children, first of all, that Black Lives Matters more than anybody else? I was so offended when came out that so Asian lives don't matter. And now you've got these university presidents and university instructors who are basically demoralizing our children and our.
Not wrong. That support really was. And then on top of that, these plagiarism allegations, where Claudine Gay has had to issue corrections, multiple corrections. Now, we should note that Claudine Gay has not been accused of stealing anyone's ideas in any of her writings. She's been accused of sort of more like copying other people's writings without attribution. So it's been more sloppy attribution than stealing anyone's ideas. But nonetheless, you put all that together, and you throw on top the political pressure and also the pressure from donors. In just the last few days, we've heard from another powerful donor threatening to actually promising to hold off donations to the school.
Why
So
not?
when you add all that up, it seems as though it's been more than Claudine Gay's presidency could survive. And donors have said that they will stop contributing to Harvard. I want to give specific examples. So the reporter there alluded to a billionaire by the name of Glenn Blavatnik, who apparently is a Jewish former student at Harvard. He's a multi-billionaire, has amassed a fortune that Forbes estimates is worth $32 billion, and he's holding back donations until the university addresses anti-Semitism on campus. His family foundation has donated Senate, and his decision deals a significant blow to Harvard. For instance, in 2018, he promised to give Harvard Medical School a record-setting $200 million. So I do think that the financial repercussions ultimately led to her resignation.
All right, two different issues here. So number one, on the substance of the Stern grandstanding that Stefanik did in hearings, she said, calling for the genocide of Jews, she said, is to denounce it right away, right? Well, that seems easy, right? But wait a minute. If you take out the word Jewish and you put in the word Palestinian, calling for the genocide of the Palestinians
It's
is
still
exactly
not
what
okay.
and the great majority of Congress is doing right now.
I hate
So,
this.
apparently calling for the genocide of Palestine. Perfectly great. Awesome. Way to go!
For genocide of Palestinians. No one.
Now,
This asinine
I want to give you what
rhetoric, especially here in the United States, to say that if you that you want anybody to be killed is wrong. Okay, it's not Christian. It's not us. It's wrong. I hate this channel. This Young Turks channel. Yeah, these people are just ridiculous. Okay, I can't do that. I can't. I have a hard time watching it. Because it kills me. All right, so what we're going to watch is Exploring Harlexton Manor. I love the Vanderbilt's house, but it's important. Oh my goodness, I got to see that. People live in this. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. It's time to get foundational nutrition at 1. Okay, sorry. I've got to go to the bathroom.
Hello, friends. The desire to live in comfortable conditions is inherent in each of us. However, I'd like to tell you about some places on Earth where one can not only enjoy the breathtaking beauty of nature, but also find unique conditions for living. You'll get to see how people manage to find ways to adapt to life in extreme climatic conditions. Nature reveals all of its uniqueness. Get ready for an exciting adventure and discover what interesting and unusual places can become one's home. The Hain Shoe House, Pennsylvania. The construction of this unique shoe house was conceived by 73-year-old millionaire shoemaker Nolan Haynes, who owned about 40 shoe stores in Maryland and Pennsylvania. The house was built in 1948 to 1949 as an advertising feature. Haynes gave the architect an old shoe and told him to build a house that looked like it. He was inspired by a folk tale about a shoe salesman, so that's where this wonderful idea came from. The length of this shoe is about 12 meters, and its height is 8 meters. The wooden frame of the building is coated with construction mesh and plastered with cement. The five-level house and its surrounding area are designed in such a way that everything reminds us of shoes. The mailbox, all the windows, and even the dog's kennel. Everything is made in the form of a shoe. The building was initially pinkish in color, but it was later painted white. Slab City is an informal community in Southern California, United States. Located on what used to be a military base. It got its name from the concrete slabs that remained after the dismantling of military buildings and were used by the local residents as foundations for residential and other buildings. Slab City attracts people who prefer to live away from the bustle of the big cities and want part of a free society. government agencies such as the police, fire department, or plumbing, so the residents have to provide for themselves on their own. Slab City has both permanent residents and temporary visitors, such as tourists and festival guests. It also has art history projects, such as sculptures and installations. Despite the fact that Slab City doesn't have an official status,
Oh my
the
gosh.
residents of the community take an active part in Slab City is
That
another
is
coastal
loud.
community in Southern California, United States.
Ugh.
Located on what used to be a military base. It got its name from the concrete slabs that remained after the dismantling of military buildings and were used by the local residents as foundations for residential and other buildings. Slab City attracts people who prefer to live away from the bustle of the big cities and want to be part of a free society. Slab City has no government agencies, such as the police, fire department, or plumbing, so the residents have to provide for themselves on their own. Slab City has both permanent residents and temporary visitors, such as tourists and festival guests.
Yeah, that seems like a safe place to
It
go.
also has art history projects, such as sculptures and installations. Despite the fact that Slab City doesn't have an official status, the residents of the community take an active part in self government and the settlement of internal conflicts.
Raining. Ugh.
La Rinconada is a city in the Peruvian Andes located at an altitude of 5,100 meters above sea level. Due to its location, the city is considered one of the most remote and mountainous cities on Earth. Most of the residents of the city work in the local gold mines. Living conditions in La Rinconada aren't great. There are no sanitary services in the city, no sewer system, and trash is simply thrown out on the streets.
Oh wow.
The roads in the city are usually filled with dirt and sewage. Moreover, the soil and water are contaminated with mercury, which is widely used by the local miners to extract gold.
Oh
The
man.
glaciers from which the city gets the water is also polluted, while its rapid melting is caused by the operation of the mines. Unfortunately, environmental pollution has led to the fact that no animals live in the valley of the local river,
Wow.
not even butterflies.
Wow.
The city of Whittier is located on the south coast of Alaska. The city's main feature is that most of its residents, about 90% of the population, live in the same building,
Oh.
called the Beatty Towers. It is a 14-story residential building built in the 1950s for military personnel, but currently used as an apartment building. The city of Whittier is also an important transportation hub, as the Anton Edison Memorial Tunnel, which connects Alaska to the rest of North America, passes through this city, as well as many shipping routes. The city has a port, which is the main point of sale of fish products and petroleum products. It also has an airport that serves flights to Anchorage and other Alaskan settlements. Mosco Verticale is a unique residential complex in the center of Milan, Italy. This building has a perfect combination of natural elements and urban development. Looking at this green engineering masterpiece makes
No
one
way.
feel surreal. The complex consists of two towers, 76 and 110 meters high, with 18 and 26 floors respectively. The outer walls of the towers are covered with plants and trees, giving the building a unique appearance of an unusual forest growing upwards. That's exactly how the complex got its name, vertical forest. Over 900 trees and 90 species of plants grow on the two towers. The Manshia Massar area is located in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, and is also known as Garbage City. The area is mostly inhabited by outcasts who have been collecting and recycling garbage in Cairo for generations. Residents of Manshia Massar collect waste from the streets of Cairo and sort it on site, separating materials for recycling. Many of them live in extremely unframeable conditions, small houses with dirty walls, and no basic amenities. The streets, houses, and even the rooftops of this area are oldest castles in Slovenia, located in the middle of a 123-meter high cliff. The castle was built in 1274 in a picturesque valley surrounded by forests and fields and resembles a swallow's nest from afar. There is a gallery dedicated to its last owner, Prince Windesjas, inside the castle. Tourists can visit the castle's dungeons, its many galleries, labyrinths of passages, and tunnels. Centinela de las Bodegas is a small town in the province of Cadiz, Spain. It is located along the narrow gorge of the Cuello River. Unlike many other cities, it isn't built on a cliff and it isn't cut into a mountain, but it's located in a lowland, which is covered by the rocks above that hang over it. Many of these rocks successfully serve as roofs for the local houses. There, one can plunge into the unique atmosphere and escape the hustle and bustle of city life. Mount Fanjing is a sacred Buddhist site in China and one of the best known and most popular places for tourism. Mount Fanjing is famous for its beautiful scenery and its historical and cultural significance. Getting to the top means climbing up 8,000 steps, which takes about 4 hours, and then one also needs to get back down. There are two temples on the mountaintop, which are separated by a narrow gorge with a large stone bridge built over it. Ponte Vecchio is one of the most famous historically significant bridges in Florence, Italy. Always such great prices. So you save more on what they love and get more love in return. Pets aren't just pets, they're more. Chewy, great prices on all your pet needs. Imagine a lightsaber that fits in your pocket. That's the power of this $600 flashlight. This new military flashlight is basically a lightsaber that fits in your pocket. But be warned, this $600 flashlight is not a toy. It's so powerful that it can blink through anything. It can even start a fire, making it the perfect survival tool. The flashlight projects an incredibly powerful beam of light reaching up to 2 miles. It was designed specifically for American Special Forces to view enemy positions from miles away and for close combat missions in enemy territory at night. The flashlight features state-of-the-art military-grade 3 LED technology, meaning it's at least 20 times more powerful than commercially available flashlights, which gives it its awesome fire-starting capabilities. It literally burns through any material in seconds. It was designed for special forces and couldn't be sold to civilians. That is, until a few weeks ago, when an ex-Special Forces operator redesigned the flashlight for civilian use while retaining all its functions for survival or self-defense. He used to love the flashlights when he was serving his country. He memorized the design and technology so he could build one at home. And when he did, he was quickly visited by lawyers, telling him that he couldn't copy the design exactly or he would get in trouble. He saw this as an opportunity to improve upon it and change things that bothered him when he was on missions using it. He adapted it for better survival at home use. It still has all the same functions, strength, and technology as the military version. But now it's perfectly legal to own. It's the only one manufactured. Having explicit permission to make and sell these in the US, he chose to call his product Elite Tac. Elite Tac is the most powerful flashlight ever made. Check out the difference yourself. It even beats a car's headlights with ease. Elite Tac is made from the same purified aluminum and titanium they use on the latest fifth generation fighter aircraft. It can stand enormous pressure and heat, meaning that the Elite Tac is indestructible. It's completely waterproof and strong enough to withstand both freezing temperatures and boiling water, as well as flaming hot fire. You can even run it over and keep burning. This flashlight is the perfect survival tool. Its light beam is even powerful enough to cook food like an egg. The Elite Pack even has a strobe and SOS function, perfect for emergency situations where visibility is key to survival. If you are interested in the Elite Pack, there's something you should know. While completely legal, this flashlight is not a toy, as it's so extremely powerful. The U.S. Product Safety Commission is trying to classify it as military-grade defense equipment. While it will remain perfectly legal to own one, it probably won't be long before it's taken off the online market. That's also the reason why you can't buy it from websites like Amazon or eBay. In fact, if you really want one, you can only order it from the official website. And today only, you can get yours with a 50% discount. Scan the QR more information about Elite Tech. It's super easy. This is how you scan the QR code. You open your phone camera and point it at the QR code to scan. A link will appear on your phone screen. Click on the link. This will take you to the official website. Claim your 50% discount on Elite Tech today. It was built over the Arno River in the Middle Ages in 1345. The bridge is known for its jewelry service, which has been located on it for over 400 years. What's interesting is that there were never any houses on Ponte Vecchio, so they didn't have to be demolished, which is what had to be done with so many other bridges. Ponte Vecchio has also survived many natural disasters, such as floods and fires. The bridge even remained intact during the Second World War, despite the fact that all the other bridges on the Arno River were burned by German troops during the retreat. Today, Ponte Vecchio remains one of the most popular tourist destinations in Florence, and its architecture and history continue to attract many visitors from all over the world. Meteora is a unique rock formation in Greece, located in the northwest of the country, near the city of Kalamata. These are massive rocks that rise high above the surrounding area and create an impressive view. The tops of these rocks have ancient monasteries, which were built in the 11th and 16th centuries. Meteora is made up of 24 giant rocks, also known as monoliths. Some of them are over 400 meters high.
This is not
The
easy.
monasteries built on top of these rocks are part of the Orthodox monastic community and enjoy great respect and popularity among tourists. The abundance of plastic waste in water bodies is one of the horrifying environmental problems of mankind. An interesting solution was proposed by Ricard Soa, who built a small island from plastic bottles. Creating the island, Soa used about 200 to 250,000 plastic bottles and a lot of plywood to help keep the surface afloat. The core of the island is made of plastic held together by strong nets. To strengthen the structure, Soa covered it with earth and then planted trees on it, which eventually took root and helped hold the bottles together. Moreover, he threw garbage and soil onto the island to make it even stronger. The island was launched and is currently located near Isla Mujeres in the Caribbean. After he created the island and built a home on it, Soa moved there with his wife and children. They continue to live on the island to this day, growing trees and various other crops. Laronggar
It's
is a
confusing.
Buddhist academy in the Sichuan province of China. It was founded in 1980 as a monastery, but has since become one of the largest Buddhist academies in the world. There are currently over 40,000 monks living there. They study Buddhist teachings, meditate, and do community service. Although the academy was built in a small village, it attracts many students from all over China and the world. One of the unique architectural elements of Laronggar is the small red houses where the monks live. They are located on the slopes of the mountain. They have electricity there, but they don't have running water, so they have to carry their water in buckets. Matmata is a small cave city located in the central part of Tunisia. It's famous for its cave dwellings, which were traditionally used to protect it from the heat during the summer months and from the cold during the winter months. The cave dwellings in Matmata weren't widely known until the 1960s, when the inhabitants of the city began to use the caves as housing after heavy rains caused floods and destroyed their regular houses. Since then, the cave homes have become a popular kind of dwelling for many of the city's residents, and they now attract many tourists from all over the world. The trends of modern civilization didn't bypass the ancient city lost among the hills. Satellite dishes, phones, refrigerators, these attributes of progress have firmly taken place in these primitive dwellings. Today, Matmata has many hotels and guest houses built in the traditional cave style. and enjoy the unique atmosphere of the city. The re-island of Uros is a small island in Lake Titicaca. The island consists of platforms woven with reeds on which houses and other structures are located. The inhabitants of the island of Uros use reeds to create all the structures on the island, including houses, boats, and even a school. The reed is also used in food and for other household needs. Life on the Reed Island of Uros is very dependent on nature and the environment. The inhabitants of the island lead a simple and traditional lifestyle, preserving the centuries old traditions and culture of their people. Friends, that's all for today. Like our video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Public event and delivery to the city.
Where's my sticks?
Back to South America, off the coast of Ecuador to the Galapagos Islands, one of the most amazing volcanic archipelagos on planet Earth. There's over 18 main islands with three. And it was made famous by Charles Darwin, who is said to have developed his theory of evolution right here in the Galapagos Islands. There are many unique species of plants and animals, like the giant tortoise, marine iguana, the blue-footed boobies, penguins, and much more. Next up, we're headed back to Southeast Asia to the gem of Indonesia, Bali. Known for its many temples, volcanic mountains like Agam, rice terraces, beautiful beaches, friendly people,
Or if you're not fancy for it.
rich culture with many different beaches. Some of the popular towns to stay are going to be Kuta, Ijeon, Seminyak, Uluwatu. And the airport that you'll arrive in is located in the capital of the island called Denpasar. While here, prepare to eat lots of seafood, mie goreng, and nasi goreng, which basically translates to fried rice. Next up, we're headed to the west coast of Italy to the Cinque Terre, which basically translates to the five towns. Those five towns are Vernazza, Cornelia, Pianarola, Riomaggiore, and Monterossa al Mare. While here, do indulge in some of the local seafood, along with the local cuisine, including pesto and wine. As you will see, there are many grapes growing out of the sides of the hills. You can walk around the villages and see the amazing colorful houses and views that they offer here, as well as do some hiking and swimming. Now we're headed to the Indian Ocean. Right in the middle is the small island nation of the Maldives, which consists of over 1,000 coral islands and 26 atolls. The capital is Malu, which is considered one of the most densely populated capitals on Earth. While here you'll experience stunning beaches and crystal clear waters full of marine life. Best time to visit is dry season, December to March. Next up, we're headed over to Tahiti, which is in French Polynesia. More specifically, you want to check out Bora Bora. This volcanic island is surrounded by a coral reef, and it is absolutely stunning. Tahiti is home to many popular tourist destinations like Moorea, with these floating beach bungalows over the water. Tahiti is divided into two parts, Tahiti Nui and Tahiti East. You will arrive here in Popi at the airport of Pa'a. Here we are in Peru, again in South America. This nation is home to some of the most amazing sights on Earth. The Atacama Desert, the Andes Mountains in the Amazon, Lake Titicaca, the capital of Lima, and Machu Picchu. Be sure to also explore Cusco. Now we're headed to Southeast Asia to the Philippines, a place that is considered one of the premier travel destinations of the 21st century with over 7,000 islands and 109 million people living here. You originate in Manila and then you head out to one of those amazing tropical islands. Some of the favorites here are Palawan and Iloilo, Boracay, Bohol, as well as Surigao del Sur. Now we are headed to the wonderful Taj Mahal located in Agra. This here mausoleum was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the year 1632 and completed in 1653 for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. The dome of the Taj Mahal is 72 meters high. The exterior is made of white marble. It glimmers in the sun, and there's a reflection pool that overlooks a beautiful garden. Next up, we're headed to the highest mountain peak in the world, Mount Everest, located in the Himalaya Mountains. Now, this borders between Nepal and Tibet, also northern India. The elevation of Mount Everest is 29,000 feet. The first summit of this mountain was completed in 1953 by Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa from Nepal. Heading back down to South America, we are coming to you from Rio de Janeiro here in the southeastern part of Brazil. Famous for its carnival celebrations, beautiful beaches like Copacabana, Ipanema, Leblon, just to name a few, as well as Christ the Redeemer statue, going to the top of Corcovado Mountain and Sugar Loaf Mountain. They do speak Portuguese here, so bom dia, which means good morning. Spending 3 to 5 days in Rio is definitely time well spent. Next up, we're headed back to Italy. This time we're on the Adriatic side over in Venice. Built on a group of small islands separated by canals, it is famous for gondola rides, also because it was a historical trading and commerce area during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Nowadays,
Tired. Don't know what they got crazy about. Hmm. Hey. Hmm. Come on. Ah. Hello? Hey.
You need anything from Valero?
Nope. I guess not. Hello.
Hey, I don't know what happened.
I have no idea. No, I don't need anything though.
All right, I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right.
Love you, bye.
Love you. Bye. I don't know what I was. Gracious.
Hey, say no.
Y'all are entirely too excited. Sure love for the daddy. They for sure love for the daddy. Yes, they do.
You ain't no past.
No, I've been eating on this cabbage. You know, gotta watch what I eat, sir. Don't worry about it. I know you are. Shove it in my face. I know. All right, I don't want any. That is not what I said. I really wanted to. You hear how you got that out of that? No, I'm eating cabbage. I'm eating. I wanted cabbage.
Nobody wants that.
I like salad. Yeah. Yep. I well, yeah. But it's all we have. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's all we have. I left that in there so I'd remember to get it. Honey, what? I mean, what's the matter? What's the matter for you? Huh? Are your toes cold like mine? Huh? Yeah, my toes are frozen. Yeah. I chose to play the game. Not on plastic. No, it does not. It does work much better on glass. Oh yeah. That is the trick.
It's easy for you. Honey? Sadie, get out of there. Just chase her away.